Elizabeth Holmes was a highly intelligent and driven child who told relatives her ambition was to be a billionaire. She was 9 at the time. As she grew up, her business idol was Steve Jobs, and she would emulate his signature uniformed black polo and adopt his bullish management style.
By 18 years old, Elizabeth won a place at the highly regarded Stanford University to study chemical engineering, but dropping out after just a year because she couldn't keep up with her studies, so she decided she didn't need a university degree for her plans, so her idea was to launch a revolutionary blood diagnostic company was without a doubt visionary.
Elizabeth claimed she was terrified of needles, which prevented her from training to be a doctor, but it did give her the idea to develop technology where just a pinprick of blood taken by a fingerstick test could perform many standard medical tests using her specially designed machine. She quickly received millions of dollars in financial backing from business leaders.
She was a young, passionate and persuasive woman, but not everything was as it seemed, and things were to go very wrong. In April 2004, armed with money from investors and her killer idea, Elizabeth created health tech company Theranos. At its peak, she had 800 employees and everything was shrouded in secrecy. Elizabeth didn't want any of her plans and prototypes getting out, so staff were asked to sign non-disclosure documents.
As impressive as Elizabeth's backers found her, her employees were telling a very different story. They said she could be very demanding, unreasonable, and unpleasant at times. There was also a culture of intimidation and fear, according to some of her employees. Many recruits were fired or had walked out frustrated with how the company was run. Theranos was growing in strength, securing lucrative deals with supermarkets and pharmacy chains who planned to put the blood tests in their stores when it was ready for market. Elizabeth at that time was personally worth $4.5 billion and being hailed a genius. Everyone wanted in on the project, which seemed like a license to print money. Theranos went live in 2013 with the tests going on in Walgreens stores, but it seemed apparent that there was a problem with the tests, as they were using inaccurate machines that were supposed to test 1 drop of blood for over 240 different diseases and conditions, but it wasn't working and Elizabeth was aware of its unreliability. However, instead of delaying the launch, she went ahead as she was running out of money. A further $700 million rolled in, but her decision was endangering public health as people believed the tests were accurate and were potentially being misdiagnosed. Some of her employees became seriously concerned and a Wall Street Journal journalist began digging into Theranos' business. This was the beginning of the end for Elizabeth. Walgreens actually hired a laboratory specialist and brought him in-house in 2010 and 2011 to do due diligence on Theranos. He started to smell a rat and tried to alert Walgreens to this, but was ignored as they were afraid Theranos would turn around and make a deal with their arch-rivals, ignoring their own in-house consultant. In October 2016, Theranos shut down its labs, and in March 2018 Elizabeth and Chief Operations Officer Sonny, her boyfriends, were charged with massive fraud. Elizabeth was fined $500,000 and told to return $18 million in shares. She was also banned from being a director of a public company for 19 years. Her trial began in August 2021, but her trial was delayed due to COVID. She faced multiple charges, including defrauding investors and defrauding doctors and patients by leading them to believe they were using accurate machines. In January 2022, she was convicted on 3 counts of wire fraud and 1 count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and in November was sentenced to more than 11 years in prison. She was also pregnant at the time and was initially free, but after giving birth was ordered to jail in April 2023. Her appeals continues. Although Elizabeth conned people, that wasn't her initial intention. She says she really did believe in her vision. Every lie was justified in her mind, and Elizabeth is said to believe she never did anything wrong.